And welcome to Yoga for One. I'm your host and the author, Dr. Suzie Carmack. Today I'd like to share with you my traffic light method from the book Yoga for One, which is going to help you to modify the practice for folks with mobility and medical concerns. In the red zone, we use the chair for support, yellow zone blocks, and work up to using the mat in the green zone. In the red zone, we'll start facing the chair, hinging from the hips in a neutral spine to find our hands on the chair seat. Here we can create a gentle stretch for the back body, bending our knees and bringing our chin in towards our chest. Every body has a different feeling in these postures, so let's play with variations, such as stepping back, placing our elbows on our thighs, or maybe trying the elbows on the chair. We'll take a few breaths wherever we may land, and notice that in this variation, the knees are really well bent. For those who have the flexibility in the inner thighs and backs of legs, we can take our feet a little wider and try the same variations for the upper body. Notice that in this variation, the toes are gently turned in so that we're internally rotating at the hip. If inversions are available, we can step back a little further and create length that looks a lot like a downward facing dog. Notice in that variation, there is no flexion of the spine. We'll walk our arms back up the chair. We'll walk our legs back towards the chair seat and come back to standing. In the yellow zone, we have lots of choices for the blocks in forward fold. So let's try the first one. Carefully bringing the blocks to our chest, we'll come through neutral spine to the ground, placing the blocks on the mat. Here we can come into the same kind of supported posture that we had in chair, but it's a little lower. We can also stack the blocks, depending on how tall we are, and simply see what it feels like to have some gentle support for the head. Notice that we can also bend the knees and unbend the knees to see how we feel and about the back body radiating down through the heels. We can choose to be more static in the posture, holding still, or gently bending and stretching as it feels right for us. Putting the blocks back on the mat, we can come through neutral spine back to standing. Another option is to find a wide-legged forward fold, again turning our hips in as we did in the red zone. Taking the blocks between the thighs, we can take our hands to the blocks and turn our toes towards the blocks. One option is to simply feel support of one block or two, depending on what feels right for us. And notice all the different setting variations we have available depending on our height and our flexibility. Once we find the place we'd like to be, we can find ourselves in a very gentle passive flexion, keeping in mind that not everyone has available to be upside down, nor does everyone have available to reach back through the legs. Focusing on mobility in the green zone, we'll start in mountain, hinge through chair, and then place our elbows on our thighs. This way, we can be in a forward fold without going fully upside down. Let's relax the low back and feel a gentle stretch throughout the body. If it's available to keep going with the posture, we can unbend the knees and feel that lengthening of the spine continuing all the way down the back of the head. From there, we can place the hands behind the calf or thigh and bring the torso as close as it's comfortable for our body. Let's remember that not everybody can go fully into this posture. Come out of the posture, let's bend our knees and find our neutral spine. Then place our hands to the center and come back up to standing. And there you have it, forward fold in my new book, Yoga for One. I hope you'll join me for this entire traffic light method series, where you'll learn how you can modify practices safely. I also hope that you'll check out the book and certifications using the link below. But for now, I wish you well as you take great care of your well-being. Namaste.